Bless you, my son. It was a blessing in disguise.
Thank you, and good viewing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to explain something quickly before we start. You see, the first episode in a new series is called the pilot episode because it sort of helps get the show off the ground. It's not necessarily supposed to be about pilots. Anyway, this particular episode might be a little one-sided as far as aviational material goes, but don't let that stop you from enjoying it. And so, without further ado, the pilot sketch.
Since you are now watching the program, I'll assume that the setup and operating instructions have been followed.
So I had this one night stand. It was incredible, alright? Right next to the bed, made out of mahogany, kept my alarm clock on it. It was beautiful.
Well, I went down to the village shop the other day and bought the loveliest little wreath. And the man there asked me if I was going to put it up myself. I said, "No, you perv. I'm going to hang it on the wall."
Cut.
Now I knew a girl called Mary, and friend, she really was quite scary. It'd be an understatement to say that girl was weird. But she had everything a man could want, like a motorcycle and a pickup truck, muscles, tattoos, a mustache, and a beard. I'll never forget the day we met. I was at the bar with my old friend Chet. Mary walked in and said, "Who'd like to take me out?" Well, I choked on my drink and then I spit. I thought it must be a face that's got ears on it, though it looked more like a dog mixed with a trout. Then, of course, there was Lily, and boy, that girl was mighty silly. Well, she had a strange obsession, to say the least. When I went over to her house, there were penguins, chickens, and grouse, and every other kind of feathered beast. She had over 300 pet birds, and she said in her own words, in the world of feathered friends, she was the queen. And I believe it's true, oh yeah, that's what I'm telling you. She had the biggest parakeets I've ever seen. Why is it always the strange women that like me? Why can it never be the normal kind? Someone sweet and someone gentle, not a lady who is mental, one who isn't doggone out of her mind. Then of course there was Kim, who I always thought was dim, but at least she always tried to treat folks kind. But she slept in a flower bed, she put lipstick on her head, just to help her make up her mind. Patty was so old, she started to grow mold. I thought any day now she'll meet that old Grim Reaper. She heard Lincoln give a speech. As a kid she saw Jesus preach. When she went in an antique shop they tried to keep her. Why is it always the strange women that like me? Why can they never be the normal kind? Someone sweet and someone gentle, not a lady who is mental, one who isn't doggone out of her mind. Well, I met a girl called Jane, and friend, she really was quite insane. She invited me over to have a little chat. When I arrived at her front gate, she said, "Oh dearie me, you're late, and be sure to wipe your feet out on the mat." And when I stepped inside, my eyeballs grew so wide. A preacher was there and the whole crowd was looking my way. I said, "What's going on in here?" She said, "It's our wedding, dear." I said, "But we just met each other yesterday." Now I've got myself a little weirdo. She's the strangest gal you'll ever see. There's only one person stranger. That's the guy in love with her, that's me.
Well, apparently 1 in 4 people in the world today are Chinese. So let's see, there's me, my wife, our son Philip, and our son Cheng Gong. Must be Philip. And then I totally lost control. But that's okay, I just used the one on the other side of the keyboard.
The defective video cassette.
Yes, we call it the Credo test. 2 identical shirts. Black coffee. Orange juice. And chocolate syrup. We soak one shirt in Bargain Brand X, and the other in new and improved Credo. Then, after just 20 minutes, yes, new and improved Credo. It'll clean stuff.
Use Credo, or else.
I'm glad all of you could join me, boys. Now, I know some of you ain't acquainted with one another, so I'll give you a quick introduction, see? Right here we have Racy Muldoon. Yeah. Lenny the Lump. And Weasel-Faced Dangerfield. I've called you here because I need your help with a little something, see?
You need us to help you see something?
Will you let the man finish before you go asking stupid questions?
Yeah. You keep quiet and let the man finish what he's saying. Ooh. No, I don't need your help to see? Now then, we've been having a little trouble with the East Side Gang, yeah. They've been cutting in on our territory. So I want Humpback Jim taken care of, see? Only I don't want any extra heat from the coppers, so make sure it looks like an accident.
You got it, boss.
Yeah. We'll make sure he's dead as a doornail. Ooh.
I say we shoot him in the back.
Let's fill his mouth with cement, then stab him in the feet. Did you just hear what I said?
All right, we'll run him over with a big truck.
Good idea.
8 times.
An accident. I got one better. Let's poison him with a poison fish. Then we'll skin him alive. Holy crap. An accident. You know what that means?
Let's string him up with piano wire, then beat him to death like a human piñata.
Accident. Noun. An unforeseen or unplanned event or circumstance. Not on purpose. Let's tie him to 2 different cars. We'll drive in opposite directions, then pick up the pieces and put them in a jar. Ooh. A mishap, a misfortune, a mischance, a misadventure, a blunder, a mistake, a casualty, a disaster, a big old whoops.
What if he was to break off both of his thumbs?
Kill him. Dead. Thumbless is just annoying, okay? Oh look, I can't open this door. No more hitchhiking for me. Leave his thumbs alone, don't touch the thumbs, okay? I want him to be deceased, and I want it to look like it was not planned. I don't want nothing fancy, okay? I don't want nothing sick, by the way, with the skinning alive. And don't touch the thumbs, just kill him dead. That's all, you understand?
What if we was to make him choke on his own thumbs?
Ooh, let's cut off his thumbs and switch him with his fingers. He'll never play piano again.
I got 2 thumbs we could use as bullets. We'll shoot him with his own thumbs right there in the eyeball, and he wouldn't be able to have a thumb eye.
The ground was covered with a morning frost. Autumn was at its peak. A walk with nature can reveal the answers that we seek. The gently running water soothes my soul. My heart is now at ease. The leaves are changing, falling, calling, dancing in the breeze. The magic of life, the mystery of love, the miracle of God's plan, these all seem so clear to me now, His humble servant, man. I feel alive. I am part of this world. I want to shout, I give a damn. But none of this matters, I realize now, because I have no idea where I am.